The time has come, and the time is now for another SDG Uncut. Just you, me, in the shop, making baits, no editing. So today, I've got some new pigments to show you, some stuff I have been looking for quite a while, and we're gonna shoot it in a core shot, a crappie core shot actually, although I have caught bass on it. So you bass guys, be sure to hang around. So for a long time, been around the bait making scene a little bit, I have been searching for, and I've tried numerous fluorescent neon chartreusey powders, right? I wanted something to where when you laminate, oftentimes when you laminate, you got a powder base on one side and you got a liquid base on another. The powder base is going to be a little thicker, so it's going to flow differently. You can try to compensate for that by increasing the temperature on the powder side so that they kind of thins it out and it flows easier. But let's be honest, that is a pain. So wouldn't it be nice if there was fluorescent neon powders out there, so when you use a powder base on one side, you can use a powder base on the other and everything flows well. Well, I have tried a bunch, as I mentioned, and none of them seem to work out. They always clump really bad. I've tried adding it to cold plastic and stirring it in, which is what most people say you have to do in order to get the clumps out. That's actually true even for liquid fluorescents, like jelly apple red, I think it's called. Best to add that to cold plastic, not cooked plastic. So I've tried that. I've tried adding it to hot plastic, and no matter what I did, it always clumped up. It always looked nasty. But so I used some chartreuse pigment, some liquid pigment, on a recent video where the other side was powder, and a friend of mine, Steve Rogers, not to be confused with Captain America, although I guess he is my hero now. But anyhow, Steven reached out to me on, I think it was Instagram or email, one of the two, and said, hey, I found a neon yellow or fluorescent powder that actually works. So I went right to the website shortly thereafter and I picked up 2 of them and have been playing with them. They are called Mad Mica. Cannot get it on Amazon. I looked all over there thinking you could. You cannot. So Mad Mica is the name. This is Tennis Ball Breaker. I thought that was pretty funny. But that's chartreuse. So we definitely are going to be playing with that one today. And while I was there, I didn't want to just get one. So I picked up this one too. It's called Pretty Kitty. Fluorescent pink. Now I'm calling them fluorescents. They are actually on the website as neon. So if you want to go try to find them, I'll definitely put the link to this website down below. Not an affiliate, not anything. It's just some stuff that I've been playing with and have been somewhat pleased with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, this is a version of that. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But you see the white, the big white speckles in there, like that guy right there? Not the flake, but the dots. It's like it has white flake in it, but it doesn't, like that right there. That's what I'm talking about. It's when it doesn't get mixed up and it ends up looking kind of cruddy. So I think we cracked the code on this. Thank you to Steven for sending me the recommendation. Let me, we're gonna start with the pink because this is a core shot, and we'll get going. I've already warmed up our first color, although it's setting up. So let me put this back in the microwave and we'll take a look at what core shot mold we are going to shoot. Some of you may have already guessed, since you've been around the channel any amount of time, you know I'm an Epic guy, and I think they only have one mold that is a crappie specific finesse core shot. So you pop this for a good 30 seconds and show you guys the mold. The Epic Bait Molds Backup. So this is a collaboration with Marling. Make sure all of my rods stay down. So that's the rod side. See all those? The rods are in it. I already oiled those up as well so that the shells pop off. But this is what it looks like. Little 2-inch bait. We're gonna shoot the shells, right? The body first in that pink, and then we're gonna shoot the rest of it in the chartreuse. But we can't do that without some clamps. And my little doohickey fell off here. So let me get this clamped up. I heard our ding ding. Check that, so if it needs to get warmer, we can be warming it up while we put our clamps on. And now this is good. Set that aside just for a sec. I'll show you what's going on. Clamp this boy top and bottom just like normal. Always good to vary your clamps, right? Put one high and one low so that it spreads the load on the bait. So that's ready to go. As you can see, I already have this mixed up. It's already heated up. It's actually ready to be all the other stuff added to it. The reason I did that is even though this stuff seems to work well, what I showed you with this guy and those little clumps, I added it after it was warm to kind of put it in its worst case scenario to see if even then it would mix up well. The pink actually seemed to when I was playing with it earlier. The chartreuse did not. So prior to filming here, I mixed both of these colors with cold Plastisol, and as a matter of fact, I will put that right here. As you can see, putting that plastic in there, or the powder in there, stirred it up. It took a solid 2 minutes of stirring probably, and even after that I thought, okay, that's enough. I put it on fast forward here so you could see that, but even after that I then kind of took my time and really tried to push the little pieces and parts and break them up. So even though this stuff works well, I would still highly recommend you add it to cold Plastisol and then do your warming and vacuuming and all that other good stuff. All right, so with that said, let's now add some good stuff to our pink. Bring you guys down here so you can see. There we go. It is a gorgeous color. Look at that though. That is 1/8 of a teaspoon for this cup. So to that, I want to add a couple of things. One, I want to go to 8-Bit Baits, of course, and get some silver crushed rupees. Got 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. So we're going to add that. That'll look pretty spicy. But we're not done with the 8-Bit Baits deal, because when we were at the Bait Makers meetup, somebody did a pink color for that giant worm, and they added a ton of solar sugar, a 8-Bits hollow shift, and dang did it look good. So we are going to add some of that to our mix here so you guys can see what we saw. It was pretty darn spectacular. All right, let me get you a little closer. There we go. Okay, so we'll grab the 1/16 of a teaspoon and drop that in there. That was kind of a heaping 1/16, which isn't a problem. Actually, I have one more thing in mind, but let's go ahead and mix that up first. Get our silver and get our solar sugar. Ooh, goodness gracious me. I mean, it looked good to begin with, but between those two, wow, that looks really good. All right, I'm at 320, which is actually perfect. We have to move quickly. So the last thing I'm gonna add to this, we have to add it when it's cool, and that is chameleon glitter, not powder, by Barlow's. And I pulled out the Sunburst, because it's got this pinkish to oranges, it looks like a sunburst, right? So 1/16 of a teaspoon to that. These are heat sensitive, so it's good that this is all the way down to 320. But let's do it before it gets too cold. All right, a little further away there, sorry, I gotta move. So the 1/16, let's see if that looks like it's enough. We definitely need more. 16, so that would be an 1/8. Is that enough? Yeah, let's just do 2 more. So this would be a 1/4. And there. Wow, that was way off. There we go. Now I can see it. See that? Looking pretty dandy. All right, so I'm sure this is down to like 310 or something by now. You guys over so you can see what's up. There we go. Got to get my injector by N2. 8-ounce single, more than enough for this. Make sure my air is out. Ooh, see that air bubble? Always got to do that. And down she goes. Super, super simple. Doesn't take a whole lot, that's for sure, being as small as it is. Hopefully I didn't leave it on there too long and prevent the draw. I guess we will find out together if I screwed it up. I don't know. Okay, put this one aside. This is the chartreuse. It is also mixed up. It is not cooked. Did the same, see right here, once again, did the same exact thing, only instead of an 1/8 of a teaspoon on this one, I wanted to make sure that it was saturated all the way through, because this is going to be our core, it's going to be our tail. I did half as much on the pink, hoping to maybe get a little bit of transparency, but if we don't, not a big deal. So definitely took my time trying to mix this one up. Put that guy back in there and put him on for 2 minutes. Since it was previously cooked, may have to go a little bit longer on that one, don't know yet. So let me clean up a little bit here. We are going to add some stuff to our chartreuse as well. I'll show you that when the time comes. But I think we're actually cooled off enough. You guys can see our shells. And actually, let me leave you down there. We're going to need the workspace. So you can see the shells because we need to pull them off of the rods and reload the mold. So, all right. Oh no, it was too cold. Oh my gosh. All right, what are we gonna do? Yes, that was an edit, the first ever for an SDG uncut. I'm breaking my own rules, but you know what? I'm allowed, because this is my channel, and that pink looked too good to not continue on, and I certainly didn't want to start this whole process over again. So cut me some slack. This is real life, man. We are in the shop making baits, and sometimes your core shots don't actually turn out right, and you got to reshoot it, which is exactly what I did. So took all those up, or off rather, put it back in our pink, and heated the thing back up. So anyway, as we were, let's continue, because each one of these little dudes is the shell, right? That's the piece that is going to come off. So let's get those off and get them in our mold so I can show you how that works. Imagine most of you are familiar, but every now and then somebody hasn't seen a core shot, or at least hasn't seen this core shot. So pull those rods out nice and easy. Sometimes you know what I mean? As you pull the rod, it kind of curls the ones on the left. There we go. There, and there we go. So we'll put the rod, oh no, it uncurled. So cool. Let's pop each one of these off then, off the sprue, and just lay them right back in the mold. So if you're not familiar with core shots, hopefully you're getting the idea, right? You've got a shell that is hollow, because of the rod. Oh, come on, there we go. Because of the rod that went through. And you can pull those off, put them back through. The new color will come down through, fill those out, which will be all the tail as well as the little paddle on the very back. Got to make sure that before you shoot this first color, these rods all get a layer of worm oil on them so that your bodies can pop off easily and they don't get all crumpled up or torn. Actually, you know what? Let me put our chartreuse. I was cooking the chartreuse when, yeah, hold on. When we were doing the bodies, thinking we were going to be able to move one right to the other, and then everything went to pot because I shot it too cold. I was on the edge, riding the edge, and I paid for it. So this is what it looks like, by the way, all cooked up nice. I mean, look at how smooth and beautiful that is, right? Absolutely gorgeous. We are going to add some stuff to this. Just want to get it kind of mixed in, put it back in the microwave so we can finish our bodies here. Do two things at once. That looks good. Back in the mic for probably, I'm going to go actually like 30 seconds, which is overkill compared to where it was. Probably didn't need all that, but we're going to need some extra time to add some stuff to it. And when you shoot the core going through, whatever the core shot is that you're working, there's others besides this one, it's always good to shoot that core hotter than you normally would, because you want it to bond, you want it to be able to flow through the bodies well, and you want it to bond to the body well. That's also true anytime you do like a tail mold or anything like that. Sometimes it's helpful to shoot that stuff a little warmer than you normally would, so you can really lock the stuff in place. All right, clamps are on. There we go. Wow, this is kind of a hot mess today, but if you like authentic videos, it's about as real as it gets. Making mistakes, pivoting, all that good stuff. Here we go. Aforementioned chartreuse, and we are going to add two different things to it. So let's get you back down so you can see. Yep, there we go. All right, first up, holographic silver, right? 15.015. Let's do a 1/16 of a teaspoon of that. I think that'll be enough, but we'll keep it here just in case. Secondly, 8-Bit Baits Triton. So this is a really kind of a goldish type siren scale. And get the flavor there. It's got a lot of different things going on in it, but it's pretty, and I think it will go very well with our chartreuse. So there is a heaping 1/8 of a teaspoon. Let's see where that takes us. No heat sensitive stuff on this side, so we can keep it interesting, keep it up there. Yeah. All right, so I can still see the siren scales, but the flake kind of got lost. So let's go with another, or the glitter rather, the holographic silver kind of got lost. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Don't want the, excuse me, don't want the siren scales to take over, although I do love them. I really want it just to be an accent. So that looks pretty good. What are we at heat-wise? 336. So let's actually put this back in the mic. I'm okay with it getting even up to like 350-ish. So 15 seconds on that one should be more than enough to get us above 340, 345, Move you guys back so you can see. Bring this one around. Did I clean this out? Yep. Same injector. Let's see how close we are. Ooh, actually went over. It's about 357, but that's okay. Don't mind that one bit. Not for the core anyhow. Wouldn't want it that high for the shells because then you'll get denting, but for the core it actually should work out pretty nice. Get rid of that air just like usual and give it a good squeeze. Now this one I am going to hold pressure for a good 5-6 seconds just to make sure everything solidifies, bonds well together. All right, that looks pretty good actually. Perhaps the second part of today's video will go a little smoother than the first part. So we need to let that cool, and while it does, I thought of something the other day for these SDG Uncuts, because there's always this awkward like lull after the bait is shot, but it needs to cool because I don't really want to get 300 and whatever degree Plastisol all over my hands. And I often wonder, because it's no editing unless you screw up your core shot shells, but anyway, because it's no editing, I don't want to cut it there, can't cut it there, and I need to do something, and you guys don't need to watch me like, you know, clean up the shop and stuff. So here's what my idea was. Here's what I want to do. I want to start highlighting maybe like smaller upstart channels that I come across, and give them maybe a shout out. Encourage you guys to go check them out if you haven't seen them, haven't come across them yet. These are really, I mean, I am a guppy in a very large ocean, so I'm nowhere big or anything like that, but I remember 5+ years ago what it was like to be doing videos and working really hard and just scrounging for those views, you know. So if I can help them out like some guys helped me out back then I want to do that. So I thought that's what we'll do. We will start highlighting some folks that I come across that are making baits. Could be soft plastic, could be something else, and you guys go check them out and see what you like. So today, the first one I'm going to do is my buddy Mike. He has been with me since way back when, so it just felt right that he would be the kickoff for this. His new channel, very small, right? He's a jig tire, and just kind of got started. So his channel is MNM Custom Lures. So here it is, right here. MNM Custom Lures. There's Mike, right there. That was yesterday's video where he tied up some football jigs for his buddy Danny. So if you like to get jig tying content especially, go check him out. He does do soft plastics, but not on YouTube yet. I hope he takes the plunge. Maybe we can all encourage him to try that at some point. But definitely go check him out. His channel will be linked down in the description. All right. That was sufficient. So let's come on up and check out our final product. See how these worked out. Heaven help me if this didn't work out. Oh my word, can you even imagine? Here we go. Oh, I think we're okay. Yeah, buddy, these are looking good. Oh man. Oh, tell me a crappie, shoot, even a bass isn't going to eat those guys, right? Core shot right through. I will pick out one and put it up in the light and see if we can see the chartreuse coming through the middle a little bit better. But this is a good example too. A core shot doesn't always have to be a really, really translucent see-through shell with a core going through it. Yes, they excel in that arena, but it doesn't always have to be that. You can actually treat a core shot much like a tail mold, where you want a solid body and you just want a different color tail. Just make sure that your saturation on the shell is high enough, and then you shoot the other one, and bingo, bango, bingo, you got a 2-color bait without a tail mold. But there she is. Not my mouth. There we go. You can see where the pink and the chartreuse kind of blend, and you get an orange on the tip as well as here, which is kind of a cool little effect. Got that paddle tail on the back, right? Very, very finessey, very light kick on this guy. Not a whole lot. It doesn't sway back and forth. It's called the backup because when nothing else seems to be working, you pull out your backup. Put it on about a size 4 hook, is about as big as you can get on this. I put it on a 1/16 ounce head or a 1/32 ounce head. Throw it on BFS or a spinning rod, and you are ready to go, and you will light them up. Gills, crappie, bass will eat it, you name it. It is a cool little bait, and we got all of them to turn out, despite my best efforts to screw it up. So thanks for checking out the video today. Appreciate you coming along. Definitely go and check out Mike and his channel. Give him some love and support. I'm a subscriber. Hope you become one as well. And until the next time, hopefully I'll have my act together. See you guys in the shop.